Building Resilience: How to Bounce Back Stronger from Setbacks, written and published by Sonic Digest. Every setback, no matter how devastating it feels in the moment, carries within it the seed of a new beginning. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that the pain, disappointment or failure you're experiencing defines the end of your story. But what if, instead of closing a chapter, it was simply a turning point, a pivot where your strength, resilience and inner power could be called upon in ways you never imagined? The truth is, there are moments in life that shake us to our core, moments where it seems like everything is crumbling around us. It's in these moments that the most profound transformation can occur. The process of overcoming challenges is not linear, nor is it always easy. Yet, within every hardship lies the potential for profound personal growth, if we are willing to embrace it. What defines those who emerge from these struggles is not the absence of pain or difficulty, but their ability to rise, to adapt, to move forward with purpose. To become resilient is not simply about enduring life's storms, it's about learning to dance in the rain. It's about understanding that setbacks are not signs of defeat, but invitations to tap into your deeper strength, to rediscover who you are, and to redefine the direction of your life. The stories of those who have faced the unimaginable and come out stronger are not just tales of survival. They are powerful reminders that within every person exists the ability to transform their pain into purpose. This journey of rediscovering strength, embracing change, and rewriting our narrative is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, vision, and the willingness to see beyond the immediate obstacles. But it's through this very process that you can step into a future more vibrant, more fulfilling, and more aligned with who you were always meant to become. As you read on, know that this is more than just a guide to overcoming adversity. It is an invitation to uncover the immense power you hold within, to find meaning in the struggle, and to cultivate the resilience that will carry you through life's toughest moments. The path ahead may not always be easy, but it is yours to walk with strength, clarity, and unwavering determination. The best chapters of your life are waiting to be written. Chapter 1: The Power of Getting Up. Life doesn't come with guarantees, and one of its most certain aspects is the presence of challenges. Whether personal, professional, or emotional, setbacks are inevitable. They can arrive suddenly, or they can emerge over time, gradually testing your strength and resilience. The true test, however, is not in the challenge itself, but in how you respond to it. While the world can often feel overwhelming, the power to rise from adversity lies within the decisions we make when faced with hardship. The essence of life's challenges is that they push us beyond what we think we are capable of. Every obstacle carries with it the potential to unlock new strengths, perspectives, and opportunities, but only if we choose to meet them head-on rather than retreat in fear or despair. The challenge is not the defeat itself, but the refusal to accept defeat as the final word. The act of getting back up after a fall is not just about overcoming the immediate setback, but about reaffirming your will to continue, to move forward, and to grow stronger. This mindset, the ability to face setbacks with resolve, is one of the defining characteristics of resilient individuals. These people possess an unshakable belief that no matter how difficult the circumstances, they have the ability to persevere. They understand that struggles are not roadblocks, but detours that offer new routes and new opportunities for growth. This mentality turns challenges into catalysts for transformation. The process of getting back up starts with acceptance. It requires an acknowledgement that things might not go according to plan, that life will present difficulties, but that these moments are not permanent. The natural inclination is often to resist change, to hold on to the familiar. But real growth occurs when we are willing to let go of our expectations and embrace the unpredictability of life. When we stop resisting the tough moments and start learning from them, we open ourselves to a deeper level of personal strength. At the heart of resilience is the ability to reframe our thinking. The truly resilient person doesn't see adversity as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone, an opportunity to refine their skills, redefine their goals, and sharpen their focus. It's about taking an active role in your response to hardship, consciously choosing to see the lessons hidden within every setback. This perspective shift can transform despair into motivation, fear into action, and failure into fuel for future success. The mindset of persistence, of continually rising despite the setbacks, requires mental toughness, but it's not about forcing yourself to bounce back immediately. It's about trusting the process, giving yourself permission to feel the impact of failure, and then choosing to rise again and again, stronger than before. Each time you fall, you are not starting over. You are building upon everything you've learned, everything you've experienced, and everything you've overcome. Building this mindset is not a passive process. It demands commitment and the cultivation of certain habits that keep you centered during the toughest times. Whether through practicing gratitude, staying connected to your deeper purpose, or maintaining a routine that grounds you, these habits form the foundation from which resilience can grow. These are the daily actions that over time create an internal strength that can weather any storm. When you embrace the truth that challenges are an integral part of the journey, you begin to stop viewing them as threats and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Resilience, then, becomes less about being unshakable and more about learning to bounce back, no matter how many times you are knocked down. It's not about perfection, but progress, and the ability to trust that even in your lowest moments, the ability to rise is always within you. The power to get back up lies in the ability to maintain a long-term vision even when the immediate moment feels overwhelming. It's the understanding that life's challenges are temporary, but the lessons and strength gained through overcoming them are lasting. The more you embrace this mindset, the more resilient you become, transforming obstacles into the very building blocks of your success. Chapter 2. Turning struggles into stepping stones. There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart, when setbacks feel insurmountable and obstacles loom large. These challenges, however, are not merely random misfortunes. They are the very elements that shape and strengthen our character. Each setback, no matter how painful or frustrating, offers the potential to ignite transformation if we allow it. Rather than seeing struggles as detours or dead ends, we have the opportunity to view them as the building blocks of a more resilient, capable self. The journey of growth is not a smooth path, but one marked by rough terrain, sudden turns, and unforeseen challenges. It is through these difficulties that we refine our understanding of what truly matters and how far we are willing to go to achieve our dreams. Struggles are not the enemy, they are the teachers. They force us to confront our limitations, test our patience, and stretch the boundaries of what we believe is possible. Only through facing adversity head-on do we discover the hidden strengths within ourselves. When setbacks occur, it's easy to fall into a mindset of defeat, believing that we've hit a wall we cannot climb. But the truth is that every challenge contains a seed of opportunity. It is often the most difficult moments that provide the most valuable lessons that change our perspectives, refine our skills, and prepare us for even greater achievements. The struggles we face in life do not define us by their severity, but by how we respond to them. Will we retreat, or will we rise? Turning struggles into stepping stones requires a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, we must see them as stepping stones leading us forward. Every difficulty encountered can be transformed into a foundation for future success. The key is not to dwell on what went wrong, but to focus on what can be learned from the experience. Each challenge is an opportunity to reassess our goals, sharpen our focus, and develop new strategies for moving forward. This mindset allows us to use adversity as a tool for growth rather than a roadblock. Often, it is through the most challenging experiences that we uncover our true potential. A person who has never faced a struggle may never realize the depths of their own strength or the creative solutions they can devise when pushed to the limit. When confronted with hardship, we are forced to tap into reserves of determination and resilience that we might not have known existed. It is in the struggle that we find the courage to innovate, to pivot, and to transform obstacles into opportunities. Harnessing adversity as a tool for transformation requires patience and self-awareness. It's not about rushing through the pain or avoiding discomfort. It's about embracing the process and allowing the lessons to unfold naturally. The greatest transformations often come from the slow, steady work of perseverance. When we approach adversity with a mindset of learning, we begin to understand that each setback is not a reflection of our failure, but a sign that we are progressing. Our ability to adapt and learn from these experiences makes us more capable and more prepared for the challenges ahead. One of the greatest gifts adversity offers is the opportunity for reinvention. It forces us to look at ourselves from a new angle, to re-examine our values, and to redefine our purpose. When faced with a major setback, we are often pushed to re-evaluate what truly matters to us and why. This process of reflection can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves, our desires, and our passions. In this way, struggles are not just obstacles to overcome, they are invitations to reimagine our future. The most successful individuals are those who have learned to embrace setbacks as an essential part of their journey. They understand that growth rarely happens in a straight line. Instead, it is a winding path that requires resilience, creativity, and the ability to adapt. By transforming struggles into stepping stones, they create a powerful momentum that propels them forward. Each difficulty, rather than holding them back, pushes them to evolve and refine their approach. In the end, setbacks are not the end of the road, but a call to action. They offer us the chance to become more than we were before, to grow, evolve, and emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable. By embracing the challenges life throws our way, we learn to harness adversity as a force for personal transformation. And in doing so, we unlock the greatest potential we have within ourselves. Chapter 3. What makes us unbreakable? Human resilience is not some mysterious trait possessed only by a few extraordinary individuals. It is, in fact, a quality that resides in each of us, waiting to be tapped into when the conditions call for it. The ability to bounce back from setbacks and emerge stronger is woven into the fabric of who we are. Yet resilience isn't just a matter of willpower or grit. It is a complex interplay of psychological, emotional, and physiological factors that shape how we respond to life's challenges. Resilience begins in the mind, but it extends throughout the entire body. The connection between our thoughts and physical well-being is profound. When we face adversity, our brains process the situation by drawing upon previous experiences, emotions, and even subconscious beliefs. But it is not the event itself that determines our ability to recover. It is how we interpret and respond to that event. Those who are resilient do not see themselves as victims of circumstance. They view each challenge as an opportunity for growth, a test of their endurance that they can overcome. At the core of human resilience lies an innate capacity for adaptability. The brain's neuroplasticity, its ability to form new neural connections in response to experience, plays a significant role in how we handle stress and adversity. Every time we face difficulty, our brains reorganize, strengthen, and rewire themselves to better handle future challenges. This adaptability is the bedrock of resilience. The more we confront challenges and find ways to navigate through them, the stronger our ability to cope with new difficulties becomes. However, adaptability alone is not enough. Resilience also requires a strong sense of purpose. When we have a clear vision of what matters most to us, whether it's personal growth, our family, a cause we deeply care about, or a goal we are striving to achieve, we become anchored in something greater than the immediate discomfort we may be experiencing. This sense of purpose acts as a guiding force, helping us stay focused and motivated, even in the midst of overwhelming circumstances. It reminds us that pain and struggle are temporary, but the meaning we derive from overcoming them is enduring. Another key trait that fuels resilience is emotional regulation. Resilient individuals have learned how to manage their emotions, especially in high-pressure situations. Rather than being overwhelmed by negative feelings, they are able to acknowledge their emotions, process them, and then move forward with clarity and focus. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or ignoring pain. It means accepting emotions as part of the human experience and understanding that they don't have to control our actions. Emotional resilience is about choosing how to respond, rather than reacting impulsively to every feeling or circumstance. Another powerful trait of resilient people is their capacity for optimism. It's not the kind of blind optimism that ignores reality, but the belief that no matter how difficult a situation may seem, there is always a way forward. This kind of optimism is rooted in hope, the belief that things can improve and that setbacks are simply temporary roadblocks rather than insurmountable walls. Resilient individuals understand that suffering is a part of life, but they also understand that with effort, patience, and perseverance, they can overcome whatever stands in their way. Resilience also requires a deep sense of self-efficacy, or the belief in one's own ability to influence the outcomes in their life. When we believe that we have control over our circumstances, we are more likely to take proactive steps to address challenges rather than feeling helpless. This belief in one's own power to effect change is not arrogance, but a grounded understanding that we possess the tools, whether mental, emotional, or physical, to navigate obstacles and create positive outcomes, even when the situation seems bleak. Moreover, social connections play a significant role in the resilience process. While inner strength is crucial, no one is truly unbreakable in isolation. Resilient individuals often rely on their relationships, seeking support and guidance from friends, mentors, or community. They understand that vulnerability is not weakness, but rather a pathway to deeper connections and understanding. In times of adversity, sharing struggles with others not only lightens the emotional load, but also opens the door to new perspectives and solutions that may have been otherwise overlooked. These social bonds serve as both a source of strength and a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. Finally, a sense of flexibility and openness to change is indispensable in fostering resilience. Life's challenges are rarely predictable, and those who bounce back the strongest are those who can pivot when necessary, adapt to new circumstances, and view obstacles as puzzles to be solved rather than walls to be broken down. This ability to flow with change rather than resist it provides the space for growth and transformation. Resilience then becomes less about enduring hardship and more about thriving despite it, embracing the fact that change is constant and, in many cases, a powerful force for personal development. Ultimately, the science and psychology of resilience reveal that being unbreakable is not about avoiding hardship, but about developing the inner strength to confront it, the adaptability to adjust to it, and the emotional intelligence to navigate through it with grace. It is about cultivating a mindset that sees challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for transformation. The traits that fuel resilience are available to everyone. They are not reserved for the lucky or the inherently gifted. They are learned, practiced, and refined through experience. And once they are mastered, they become the foundation of an unshakable spirit, ready to face whatever comes its way. Chapter 4. Resilience in Action, Real-Life Stories. Throughout history, countless individuals have faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, yet they overcame them with incredible strength, determination, and resilience. These stories are more than just accounts of survival. They are powerful reminders of the human capacity to rise from the deepest of struggles and emerge stronger. Resilience is not a concept confined to theory or research. It is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where ordinary people find the courage to defy the odds and achieve the extraordinary. Take, for example, the story of a young woman who, after being diagnosed with a terminal illness, found the strength to live each day fully and purposefully. Despite the grim prognosis, she chose to focus on what she could do rather than what she could not. She dedicated herself to raising awareness, helping others in similar situations, and living a life that inspired everyone around her. Her story is not about beating the disease. It is about embracing the reality of suffering and choosing to find meaning in it. Through her actions, she proved that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, but about how we respond to it when it comes. Then there is the story of an individual who lost everything in a natural disaster. Homes were destroyed, loved ones were lost, and entire communities were decimated. Yet, from the ashes, this person found the strength to rebuild. They didn't simply wait for things to return to normal. They took active steps to restore their community, drawing on the shared strength of others. In the face of destruction, they saw opportunity, not to rebuild what had been, but to create something even better. This example highlights a profound aspect of resilience, the ability to not only endure hardship, but to actively turn it into a catalyst for positive change. Equally powerful are the stories of those who have faced immense societal barriers, be it racism, economic hardship, or systemic injustice, and still managed to overcome these obstacles with grace and strength. Their resilience is not just in surviving, but in choosing to fight for a better world, for themselves and for others. These individuals often find themselves facing seemingly insurmountable odds, but their resolve to push forward, to demand fairness, and to create new pathways of opportunity is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Another example comes from the world of sports. Athletes who have experienced career-ending injuries often face a defining moment, the decision to walk away or to push through the pain, both physical and emotional, and return to their sport. Many of these athletes choose the latter, using their setbacks as fuel to prove that their love for the game and their will to succeed far outweigh the temporary barriers they encounter. They become not just symbols of athletic excellence, but of the deep-rooted resilience that is required to achieve greatness in any field. What makes these stories so impactful is not just the success that follows adversity, but the raw vulnerability and humanity they expose. Resilience is not a one-dimensional trait. It involves fear, doubt, and suffering. Yet in these moments of vulnerability, we see the essence of resilience, the courage to face difficulty head-on and keep going despite the odds. Resilience is not about being impervious to pain, but about embracing the full spectrum of human experience and using each challenge as a stepping stone to personal growth and transformation. The stories of those who have overcome tremendous adversity become a source of collective inspiration. They remind us that resilience is not a fixed trait, but a skill that can be cultivated, honed, and tested over time. Through their examples, we come to understand that resilience is not just about bouncing back to where we were before, but about moving forward to where we can go next. It is a dynamic process that requires us to reframe challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and failure as a necessary part of success. The importance of narrative cannot be overstated in building resilience. When we hear about others who have faced similar struggles and triumphed, we begin to see our own potential for overcoming adversity. Their stories serve as a mirror, reflecting back to us the strength and possibilities within ourselves. The narratives of resilience offer a roadmap for how we, too, can navigate our own difficulties. They provide hope, encouragement, and the reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. For those who are struggling, hearing stories of others who have walked similar paths can be a lifeline. It serves as a reminder that hardships, no matter how devastating they may seem at the moment, are temporary. With perseverance, support and determination, even the greatest challenges can be overcome. These real-life examples act as proof that resilience is not an abstract concept, but a living, breathing force that operates within us all. Each story is a testament to the fact that we are all capable of more than we think. In a world that often glorifies perfection and success without struggle, these stories of resilience remind us of the beauty and power that lie within human perseverance. They show us that our greatest achievements may come not in spite of our challenges, but because of them. The resilience of the human spirit, as demonstrated through these real-life examples, is one of the most powerful forces in existence, and it serves as an ever-present source of inspiration for those who are ready to rise above their circumstances. Chapter 5. Seeing possibilities beyond the pain. When life becomes overwhelming and it seems like the world is closing in, maintaining a clear vision can feel like an impossible task. It's during these times of pain, loss, or failure that many people find themselves paralyzed by uncertainty, unsure of where to go or what steps to take next. The weight of setbacks can obscure the path forward, but it is precisely in these moments of difficulty that the potential for growth, transformation, and opportunity is often the greatest. True resilience isn't about avoiding pain, but about learning how to see beyond it, recognizing that challenges can serve as the catalysts for profound change. When everything feels uncertain, it's natural to focus on what's been lost or what's out of reach, but it is in shifting our gaze from what's gone wrong to what can still be achieved that we unlock new possibilities. Many of the world's greatest innovators and leaders have faced moments where the future seemed bleak. Take the story of Thomas Edison, who failed countless times before inventing the light bulb. If he had allowed himself to become overwhelmed by each failure, he might never have seen the breakthrough just around the corner. Instead of seeing failure as an end, Edison embraced each setback as a necessary part of the journey. He didn't let the pain of mistakes cloud his vision. He understood that each attempt was an opportunity to learn and to adjust, bringing him closer to his ultimate success. When you are in the midst of hardship, it can be difficult to remember that failure does not define you, nor does it represent the end of your potential. Yet, the moment we start to view setbacks as temporary, as part of a larger process, is the moment we shift our mindset from victim to architect. In those moments when the pain feels most intense, the ability to pause and see beyond it, to envision what might lie on the other side, becomes an invaluable skill. One of the most transformative aspects of overcoming adversity is the perspective it forces us to develop. Pain and disappointment often compel us to look inward, to question who we are and what we stand for. It's easy to become mired in negative thoughts, doubting our abilities, questioning our worth. But real strength emerges when we learn to redirect that inward focus, not on our limitations, but on the opportunities that remain. What can be created from this moment? What lessons can be learned? How can this experience be used to fuel future growth? When failure seems all-encompassing, it's vital to reframe it. Instead of viewing it as a reflection of our inadequacies, we must view it as a stepping stone, a lesson in disguise. In these moments, we learn not only about the world around us, but about our own strength, resilience, and capacity for transformation. Every setback has within it the potential for new insight, creativity, and innovation. Sometimes we are presented with opportunities not despite our struggles, but because of them. A change in perspective can unlock new opportunities. Pain often forces us to break old patterns, to let go of what no longer serves us, and to search for new paths. The obstacles we encounter may reveal hidden talents or desires that we had not previously acknowledged. It's in the depths of uncertainty that we may uncover the most profound aspects of ourselves. A person who has suffered the loss of a job may find the courage to launch their own business. Someone who has faced illness may discover a renewed passion for helping others in similar circumstances. The challenges themselves serve as the spark for the transformation that follows. When everything feels uncertain, the human mind often seeks comfort in familiarity, but the greatest growth arises when we step outside of our comfort zones, when we are forced to confront the unknown and to embrace the discomfort of change. In these moments, we are no longer just surviving. We are learning to thrive by expanding the boundaries of what is possible. The key is not to focus on the immensity of the struggle, but on the possibilities that lie beyond it. The vision of what could be, even in the darkest of times, is what propels us forward. This ability to see beyond pain is what separates those who remain stuck in the past from those who go on to create their futures. By cultivating the habit of seeking out possibilities, even in the face of adversity, we develop the resilience to keep moving forward. We begin to see every setback as a doorway, every obstacle as an invitation to innovate. Rather than looking at failure as a mark of personal defeat, we start to look at it as the foundation upon which success is built. This shift in perspective also requires a great deal of patience. Change, growth, and transformation take time. When life seems uncertain and everything feels out of reach, it is easy to succumb to the pressure of immediate results. However, those who understand the value of seeing beyond the immediate pain know that true growth often comes in small, incremental steps. The process of healing, learning, and evolving cannot be rushed. What we need most is the ability to persist with the understanding that our efforts will eventually lead to something greater. Ultimately, maintaining vision when everything seems uncertain is an act of faith in oneself and in the process of life itself. It's about trusting that, no matter how difficult the journey may seem, we have the inner resources to move through it and to come out stronger on the other side. Those who can see the possibilities beyond their pain are the ones who truly embrace their potential, knowing that the greatest successes often arise from the deepest struggles. By shifting our focus from the limitations of failure to the opportunities that lie within it, we begin to unlock our full potential and create lives that reflect our deepest aspirations. Chapter 6. Mind over Challenge. The nature of life's challenges is often unpredictable. Circumstances shift, plans derail, and obstacles emerge seemingly out of nowhere. Yet, one thing remains constant. Our ability to respond to these challenges is largely determined by the way we engage with them internally. The mind has the extraordinary power to shape our experience of reality. How we talk to ourselves in times of difficulty is a defining factor in whether we rise or remain defeated. Our internal dialogue, the voice that constantly speaks within our heads, can either hold us back or propel us forward. It is not merely the presence of negative thoughts that dictates our outcome, but how we manage them. Every challenge we face presents an opportunity to reframe our thinking, to challenge the narrative we tell ourselves about who we are and what we are capable of. When faced with adversity, it is easy to become trapped in cycles of self-doubt and fear. However, the individuals who find a way to rise above the struggle are often the ones who master their internal conversation. The first step in transforming our response to challenges is becoming aware of the narrative we are telling ourselves. It's easy to fall into the trap of automatic negative thinking when things are difficult. We may start to believe that we are victims of circumstances, that we have no control over the outcome, or that the world is against us. These thoughts feed into a cycle of helplessness, making it even harder to move forward. But by pausing and recognizing these thoughts for what they are, just thoughts, we gain the power to choose a different path. An important shift comes when we realize that thoughts are not truths. We do not have to believe everything that our minds tell us, especially when those thoughts are filled with negativity. By challenging the assumptions that underpin our thoughts, we can break the cycle of self-sabotage. The power lies in the ability to interrupt negative thoughts before they can take root and replace them with empowering ones. Instead of thinking, "I can't handle this," the dialogue can be shifted to, "This is tough, but I have faced challenges before, and I will find a way through this too." It is also crucial to cultivate a mindset that is both positive and realistic. A positive mindset is not about ignoring the pain or difficulty of a situation, but about approaching it with the belief that there is always a way forward, even if the path is not immediately clear. It is the recognition that challenges are part of the process, not roadblocks that signal the end. Realism comes into play when we acknowledge the difficulty of the challenge without falling into despair. We must understand that while we may not have control over every circumstance, we do have control over how we respond to them. A mindset that embraces both optimism and realism allows us to move forward with the awareness that there will be difficulties, but that we are equipped to handle them. Positive yet realistic thinking also allows us to manage our expectations. It's important to understand that resilience does not mean never feeling discouraged or never experiencing doubt. It means being able to recognize those feelings without letting them dictate our actions. A resilient person does not ignore fear, but instead learns to act in spite of it. They understand that setbacks and challenges are part of life, and they trust that their ability to move through adversity will strengthen them in the long run. Resilience is often built through the small, daily decisions we make about how to respond to our circumstances. The dialogue we engage in shapes our reality. It is not about denying the pain or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't, but about choosing to focus on what we can control. The inner dialogue that sustains us in times of challenge is one of hope, determination, and confidence, tempered by a clear-eyed recognition of the work required to overcome the hurdle at hand. In every situation, there are always two voices competing for attention, one that seeks to protect us by keeping us in our comfort zones, and another that encourages us to take action, to push beyond the limits we've set for ourselves. It is up to us to decide which voice we listen to. The ability to quiet the voice of fear and self-doubt is an essential skill in building resilience. Each time we challenge the negative inner dialogue and choose a more empowering thought, we strengthen our ability to rise in the face of adversity. The power of the mind is not limited to the thoughts we think, but in the actions those thoughts lead us to take. A positive internal dialogue inspires us to take steps toward our goals, even when the steps seem small or insignificant. Every action, no matter how small, builds momentum and strengthens our resolve. This is why it's essential to be intentional about our self-talk, especially when facing difficulty. The more we nurture a mindset of perseverance, the more we build our inner strength, making it easier to keep going when faced with obstacles. Adversity is not a test of our circumstances, it is a test of our character, and it is within our control to shape how we respond. The significance of a positive yet realistic mindset lies in its ability to propel us into action when all seems lost. By developing the internal dialogue that encourages action over avoidance, optimism over despair, and growth over stagnation, we cultivate the resilience necessary to face any challenge life presents. This is not about ignoring the hardships, but about moving forward despite them, trusting that the strength we build through the struggle will carry us to greater heights. Chapter 7. Small Wins, Big Impact. When the road ahead seems daunting and the goal distant, it is easy to become discouraged by the enormity of the challenge. The path to resilience is rarely about achieving a singular moment of triumph, but about the accumulation of small victories over time. It is in these small wins that true progress resides, for they serve as the building blocks of long-term resilience. By focusing on incremental progress rather than the final outcome, we tap into a powerful cycle of motivation and momentum that keeps us moving forward, even in the face of adversity. Every step forward, no matter how small it seems, is a step toward building greater strength and fortitude. In the midst of struggle, it is vital to recognize and appreciate the minor milestones. These are the moments that offer the encouragement we need to keep going. It's easy to think of success as something grand and monumental, but true growth often takes place in the quiet, less noticeable moments of perseverance. These are the moments when we choose to push through self-doubt, the moments when we refuse to give up, even when the finish line is out of sight. By reframing our expectations and redefining success in terms of small wins, we can better navigate the ups and downs of life's challenges. Resilience isn't about achieving perfection or even meeting every goal with flawless execution. It is about persistence in the face of obstacles and the quiet determination to continue even when results are not immediately visible. The key is to stay focused on progress rather than perfection, knowing that each small step forward is a success in itself. When we choose to celebrate the small wins, we create a positive feedback loop that encourages further action. Human beings are wired to respond to rewards, and when we acknowledge our own progress, we activate a sense of accomplishment that fuels the desire to keep going. This sense of achievement, no matter how minor, reinforces the belief that we are capable and that our efforts are meaningful. Over time, these small wins accumulate, building the resilience needed to tackle larger, more complex challenges. Psychologically, celebrating small victories is essential for maintaining motivation, especially when facing long-term goals. It is easy to lose sight of the bigger picture when progress is slow or setbacks seem overwhelming. However, when we focus on the steps we've already taken, we shift our mindset from one of scarcity, feeling like we've made no progress, to one of abundance, where we recognize how much we've already achieved. This shift in perspective helps prevent burnout and discouragement, keeping our energy directed toward positive action. Moreover, celebrating small wins fosters a growth-oriented mindset. Rather than seeing each challenge as a roadblock, we begin to view obstacles as opportunities for learning and improvement. Every setback is a chance to build greater resilience and wisdom. Each small success, no matter how trivial it may seem, represents a victory over fear, doubt, and inertia. The more we celebrate these wins, the more we develop an inner strength that propels us forward, regardless of external circumstances. Small wins also help us break large, intimidating tasks into manageable chunks, making the process of achieving long-term goals feel less overwhelming. When we focus on progress rather than perfection, we shift from a mindset of frustration to one of curiosity and experimentation. Every step forward is a lesson learned, an opportunity to refine our approach and adjust our strategies. The accumulation of these lessons is what eventually leads to mastery. As we continue to build on these small victories, we also begin to cultivate patience and perseverance. It is easy to want instant results, to feel frustrated when progress doesn't happen as quickly as we hope. But resilience is built over time, in the quiet moments of determination that happen behind the scenes. By celebrating the small wins, we acknowledge that each step is necessary for long-term success. These small victories are not just markers of progress. They are reminders that we are capable of navigating whatever challenges life throws our way. In the grand scheme of life, it's the cumulative effect of these small actions that shapes our destiny. Each small win strengthens the foundation upon which we build resilience, and in doing so, we transform our ability to handle adversity. The more we focus on the incremental steps, the more we reinforce the belief that we are resilient, that we can overcome challenges, and that we are always moving closer to the life we want to create. By shifting our focus away from immediate, large-scale success and instead embracing the power of small, consistent wins, we foster the resilience necessary to navigate life's most difficult moments. Each victory, no matter how small, is a testament to our strength and our capacity for growth. These small wins are the quiet but powerful forces that help us rise again and again, ready to face whatever lies ahead. Chapter 8. Adapting to change without losing yourself. Life is defined by change, some gradual, some abrupt, yet all of it inevitable. The ability to navigate these changes with grace and resilience is what distinguishes those who thrive from those who falter. However, adapting to change can sometimes feel like a tightrope walk, balancing the need to evolve with the desire to remain true to oneself. This balance between flexibility and authenticity is crucial, particularly in times of adversity. It is easy to feel lost when life presents us with unfamiliar territory, but it is in those moments of discomfort that our true strength and character emerge. When we face significant change, whether in our personal lives or within the world around us, there's a temptation to mold ourselves into something that fits the new circumstances. This can be particularly true when we're under pressure to succeed or meet expectations that conflict with our authentic selves. The challenge then becomes not simply adapting to the circumstances, but doing so in a way that honors who we are at our core. It's about transforming in response to external pressures without losing sight of the values and principles that make us who we are. True resilience lies in our ability to bend with the winds of change without breaking, and to adapt without losing the essence of our identity. Change often brings discomfort and uncertainty, but it is also an opportunity for growth. The key is to approach it with a mindset that allows us to retain control over how we respond to those shifts. This means recognizing when it is appropriate to adjust, and when it is critical to stay grounded in our core beliefs and values. In a world that often emphasizes rapid adaptation and success at any cost, it is easy to believe that to survive, we must conform to every shifting trend or expectation. But the greatest strength comes from knowing when to adapt and when to stand firm. There is immense power in acknowledging that we can grow, evolve, and adjust without compromising the values that define us. The ability to adapt without abandoning who we are means that change does not define us. It simply becomes a part of our ongoing journey, one that we navigate with intention and clarity. The pressure to change can be overwhelming, especially when we face external expectations that conflict with our own inner compass. Yet, it is possible to embrace change and remain authentic to ourselves by consciously choosing the aspects of change that serve us and aligning them with our core values. By doing so, we ensure that our decisions, whether personal, professional, or relational, are guided by a true sense of purpose rather than by fear, outside pressures, or temporary circumstances. At times, adversity can prompt us to question our identity. When things go wrong, when faced with loss or disappointment, it's easy to get swept away in self-doubt, or to feel as though the external chaos has overwhelmed us. However, it is in these moments of vulnerability that we must remember the strength of our foundation. We are not defined by external events or by the roles we play in the world. Instead, our identity is built upon the truths we hold dear, the integrity we uphold, and the values that guide our decisions. Embracing change without losing ourselves involves taking responsibility for how we show up in the world. It's not about avoiding transformation, but about making choices that are aligned with our true selves. This process requires a deep level of self-awareness and introspection, allowing us to distinguish between the aspects of ourselves that are flexible and those that are non-negotiable. By drawing on this self-awareness, we can navigate change with confidence and clarity, knowing that we have the strength to bend without breaking. In times of hardship, change can feel like a force that we cannot control. However, we always have control over how we respond. Resilience is not about preventing change, but about developing the ability to move through it without losing our sense of direction. The world may change around us, but we must remain anchored to our sense of purpose, knowing that we have the power to adjust our course without abandoning the fundamental principles that guide us. Our values serve as the compass through life's storms, providing direction when the world feels unpredictable. They offer stability in the face of turmoil and serve as reminders that no matter what changes occur, we remain who we are at the deepest level. This is not about resisting change or remaining rigid, but about understanding that change and growth are a part of the natural process of life. It's about evolving in ways that are true to our authentic selves, rather than conforming to external demands or expectations. The key to resilience in the face of change is the ability to move forward with clarity, grounded in authenticity. Embracing change is not about losing our sense of self, but rather about allowing life's experiences to shape us in ways that enhance who we are. Change does not diminish our worth or authenticity. It enriches our journey, providing opportunities to deepen our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. The process of adaptation becomes a powerful tool for growth, one that reinforces our values rather than diminishes them. Chapter 9. Strength in community. You don't have to go it alone. Life's challenges often leave us feeling isolated, as though we are carrying the weight of the world alone. The struggle to rise from setbacks, to rebuild or to change, can feel daunting when faced in solitude. However, what many fail to realize is that we are not designed to endure adversity on our own. True strength lies not only in our individual resilience, but in the support and connections we build around us. In the face of hardship, our ability to tap into the strength of a community can be the difference between succumbing to defeat and rising above. The importance of community during times of hardship cannot be overstated. When we face challenges, the natural instinct may be to withdraw, to hide our struggles, and to try to solve everything ourselves. This isolation, however, only deepens the weight of our burdens. By contrast, a support system acts as a lifeline, a safety net that catches us when we fall, offering not only practical help, but emotional strength as well. When we allow ourselves to lean on others, we open ourselves up to the shared wisdom, empathy, and encouragement that can guide us through even the darkest times. In times of adversity, the people around us can serve as mirrors, reflecting our strengths back to us when we are unable to see them ourselves. A supportive friend, mentor, or family member can remind us of our resilience when doubt creeps in. They can help reframe the narrative of our struggles, showing us how challenges can become stepping stones rather than insurmountable obstacles. This shift in perspective, brought about by compassionate others, helps us remember that our journey is not one of solitary endurance, but one of shared human experience. Building and nurturing meaningful connections can be just as vital as personal strength in overcoming adversity. The quality of the people we surround ourselves with has a profound impact on our recovery. Those who offer unwavering encouragement, who challenge us to grow, and who lend a listening ear in our moments of vulnerability become pillars of support. These relationships provide a foundation upon which we can rebuild and thrive. They serve not only as reminders of the possibility of recovery, but also as sources of accountability, holding us to our higher selves during times when our inner resolve falters. But the role of community is not passive. Just as we lean on others for support, we must also be active participants in fostering and nurturing these connections. Building a network of people who genuinely care about our well-being requires intentionality. It means investing in relationships, offering support in return, and being willing to show up for others in the same way that we hope they will show up for us. Resilience, after all, is a reciprocal force. By uplifting those around us, we strengthen our own foundation. The act of being there for others not only strengthens the bond between individuals, but also reinforces our own sense of purpose and belonging. Support systems come in many forms, from close friends and family to professional networks, community groups, or even online forums. Each of these networks serves a different function, but all provide a critical role in helping us navigate life's difficulties. Family and close friends offer personal, emotional support, grounding us in love and understanding. Professional networks provide advice and career guidance, opening doors to new opportunities and pathways for growth. Community groups offer a sense of belonging and shared purpose, helping us to feel connected and valued even during times of struggle. In some cases, our recovery process may require stepping outside of our immediate circle, seeking help from people we may not yet know personally, but who share our values or experiences. These broader communities, whether through support groups, charitable organizations, or online groups, offer a unique form of solidarity. Here we find others who are walking similar paths, facing similar challenges, and who understand our journey from an intimate perspective. These connections serve as powerful reminders that we are not alone, that others are walking beside us, and that the struggle to rise above adversity is a collective endeavor. While each person's path to recovery is uniquely their own, the collective strength of a community is undeniable. Communities provide not only a support system, but also a source of strength in numbers. When faced with difficulty, we can lean on the collective energy of others, drawing inspiration from the resilience they demonstrate. It is not just the support of others that strengthens us, it is the shared act of perseverance, the collective determination to overcome, and the shared hope for brighter days ahead that uplifts us all. At its core, a community is a reminder that we are part of something larger than ourselves. It reminds us that we are never alone in our struggles, that others have faced and continue to face the same challenges. It is through the connections we build and the people who stand beside us that we discover the true depth of our resilience. Through community, we find not only the strength to heal, but the courage to move forward, knowing that we are held, supported, and encouraged every step of the way. Chapter 10. Fuel for the Fire, Maintaining Motivation Through Setbacks. The journey toward any goal is rarely linear. We often begin with high hopes, filled with enthusiasm and excitement, ready to take on the world. But then, as time passes, setbacks emerge. the once clear path becomes obscured, and the fire that once fueled us begins to flicker. In these moments of doubt, when the end seems distant and the effort feels endless, the challenge is not simply to push forward, but to sustain the motivation that keeps us going. The most powerful form of motivation is not found in grand gestures or fleeting bursts of inspiration. It is cultivated through small, consistent actions, each one reinforcing the next. When facing difficult times, it is essential to remember that progress is not always about monumental steps. It's about perseverance, the quiet determination to continue moving, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to stop. In the toughest moments, motivation must be nurtured by turning challenges into manageable pieces. Breaking down an overwhelming task into smaller, more achievable steps transforms the journey from one of uncertainty into one of purpose. One of the key practices to sustaining motivation is shifting the focus from the end result to the process itself. Often, the frustration of slow progress stems from our obsession with the finish line. When we focus solely on the outcome, we overlook the growth happening in the present moment. Every step forward, no matter how small, carries value and contributes to the person we are becoming. Embracing this process over perfection allows us to find meaning in the daily grind, instead of becoming disillusioned by the gap between where we are and where we wish to be. Creating rituals that renew your energy is another vital tool in maintaining motivation during challenging times. Rituals anchor us, providing a sense of consistency and stability when external circumstances are chaotic. These rituals don't have to be grand or time-consuming. They can be simple actions that ground us each day. Whether it's taking a morning walk to clear your mind, journaling your thoughts to stay connected to your purpose, or setting a quiet moment for reflection, these small acts can replenish our mental and emotional reserves, allowing us to carry on when we feel drained. Furthermore, staying motivated through setbacks often requires a reframing of our internal dialogue. The language we use to describe our challenges can shape how we approach them. Words of defeat such as "I can't" or "it's too much" can rob us of the strength needed to continue. Replacing these with empowering language, phrases like "I am capable," "this is temporary," or "I will figure it out," transforms our mindset from one of helplessness to one of resilience. This mental shift may not eliminate the struggle, but it empowers us to face it with a renewed sense of possibility. It is also critical to maintain a deep connection to your why. The reasons we set goals in the first place, the values, the passions, the dreams that drive us, are the fuel that can keep the fire of motivation burning when all else feels bleak. Reconnecting with your purpose acts as a compass, guiding you through moments of doubt and reminding you of the importance of your journey. When the destination seems distant, focusing on the purpose behind the pursuit serves as a constant reminder that the effort is not in vain. Each challenge, each moment of struggle is part of a larger story, a story that can only unfold if you continue. In times of setback, it's easy to forget how far you've already come. We often get caught up in the gap between where we are now and where we want to be, neglecting to celebrate the progress we've made. Recognizing and celebrating small wins, no matter how insignificant they may seem, helps to fuel motivation. This celebration can come in the form of a moment of quiet acknowledgement, a note of appreciation for the effort you've put in, or sharing your successes with others who support you. When we take the time to honor these moments, we reinforce our own sense of capability and build the momentum needed to tackle the next challenge. Lastly, seeking out sources of inspiration, whether through books, podcasts, or the stories of others, can reignite the spark when it seems to dim. Hearing about others who have overcome similar struggles serves as a powerful reminder that setbacks are a natural part of the human experience. It reassures us that we are not alone and that even the greatest successes were often built on a foundation of persistence in the face of adversity. These stories offer us both solace and strength, reminding us that if others can persevere, so can we. Motivation is not a constant state. It fluctuates like the tides. Some days the fire will burn brightly, and other days it will feel almost extinguished. The key is not to demand constant passion from yourself, but to cultivate practices, mindsets, and environments that allow you to keep going when the fire starts to wane. By maintaining a focus on progress, celebrating small victories, staying connected to your deeper purpose, and reshaping your mindset, you can ensure that even in the hardest of times, the embers of motivation continue to glow, guiding you forward on your journey. Chapter 11. Rewriting the Narrative. From Defeat to Victory. In every life there are moments that define us, not the circumstances we face, but how we choose to respond to them. A defining trait of those who rise above adversity is their ability to transform the story they tell about themselves. While it is natural to encounter hardship, it is through the narrative we construct around our struggles that our true power lies. Victimhood can easily take root when faced with defeat, but the key to resilience is the ability to shift the narrative from one of helplessness to one of empowerment. The process begins with a simple but powerful realization. You are not your circumstances. The challenges you face, the losses you endure, and the setbacks you encounter do not define your worth. What defines you is the way you interpret and react to these events. People who bounce back from adversity are often those who view their trials not as final judgments, but as opportunities for growth. The greatest shift comes when we begin to see our struggles as integral parts of the story that shape who we are becoming, not as barriers that stand in the way of who we could be. The first step in rewriting your narrative is to stop identifying yourself as a victim. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that life is happening to you, as though you have no control over your fate. But this mindset creates a narrative where you are passive, where events happen to you and you are simply swept along. To reclaim your power, you must begin to tell a new story, one in which you are the protagonist, actively shaping your destiny, no matter what has come before. This doesn't mean ignoring pain or pretending the hardship isn't real. Rather, it means recognizing that you are not defined by what has happened to you. Instead, you are defined by how you choose to move forward, how you take responsibility for your response and actions. To shift from victimhood to empowerment, it is essential to confront the emotions and beliefs that have held you back. Often, defeat breeds self-doubt, guilt, or feelings of shame. These emotions are powerful, but they are not facts. By acknowledging these feelings without letting them control you, you take the first step toward liberation. It is the practice of reframing, choosing to see yourself not as a victim of circumstances, but as a survivor with the strength to move through pain. Every time you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, take a moment to replace it with a statement of personal agency. Instead of saying, "This always happens to me," shift to, "I have the strength to move forward, and I am learning from this experience." When crafting a story of resilience, remember that every hero's journey is marked by struggle. In fact, the greatest tales of triumph are often those that follow a path of hardship and perseverance. The pain of loss, failure, or adversity may be significant, but it is through the confrontation of these challenges that we are shaped and made stronger. The most powerful stories of resilience don't merely highlight the victories, they embrace the struggle, the moments of doubt, the missteps, and the recovery. It's this imperfect human aspect that makes the narrative so compelling and real. To rewrite your narrative, begin by choosing to frame your life's challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Instead of viewing a defeat as an end, see it as an invitation to grow stronger, to adapt, and to rise again. You may not be able to control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Every setback is an opportunity to discover inner resources you may not have known existed, to build resilience where once there was only fragility. When you rewrite your story, you are not simply recovering from the past, you are creating a future that is empowered by your ability to overcome. In crafting a story of resilience, it's crucial to understand the power of perspective. The stories we tell ourselves about our lives shape our identity. Those who view themselves as perpetual victims of circumstance often find themselves stuck in cycles of negativity and defeat. On the other hand, those who choose to view their struggles as temporary setbacks that provide valuable lessons and growth opportunities move through life with a sense of hope and possibility. Every challenge becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of your life, each one contributing to the larger picture of who you are becoming. Building a new narrative involves creating a vision for the future that is aligned with your core values and aspirations. Look beyond the immediate pain and visualize what's possible on the other side of the struggle. What do you want your story to say when you look back? What kind of person do you want to become in the process? Your narrative can serve as a guidepost for how you respond to future challenges. By defining who you are in the midst of struggle, you not only create a path for your own healing, but you also set an example for others. Your story of resilience becomes a living testament to the power of transformation, showing that no matter how difficult the journey, victory is found in the strength to rise again. This process of rewriting the narrative does not happen overnight. It requires practice, patience, and a deep belief in your own ability to overcome. But the more you practice shaping your story, the more empowered you become. Each new chapter is an opportunity to rewrite your past, transform your present, and chart a course toward the future you desire. By changing the story you tell about your life, you are not only changing your perspective on your struggles, but also reclaiming your strength and defining a new reality for yourself. Chapter 12. The next chapter, moving forward with strength. Every life has chapters marked by transformation, whether through triumph or tribulation. Moving forward after setbacks requires an unwavering belief in the possibility of new beginnings. This moment, when the pain of the past still lingers, but the desire for progress is unmistakable, marks the true test of resilience. It is in this moment that you must tap into your inner strength to set new goals and redefine what fulfillment looks like. Setting new goals is an act of courage. It's easy to let the weight of past disappointments or failures convince you that the best days are behind you. The fear of future pain or rejection can keep you stuck in a space of uncertainty and inaction. But to move forward, you must cast aside these limiting beliefs. The process of setting new goals, no matter how small they may seem, is the gateway to building a future grounded in hope, possibility, and a deeper understanding of who you are becoming. Goals give direction to the energy you've spent in recovery. They allow you to channel the lessons learned from past struggles into tangible aspirations. But it's not just about creating goals for the sake of accomplishment. It's about crafting a vision for your life that encompasses what truly matters to you, a life that reflects your core values, dreams, and purpose. Visionary goals are not limited by the circumstances you've endured. They extend beyond the confines of what seems possible, aiming for the fulfillment of your truest desires. Whether they relate to career, relationships, personal growth, or health, each goal is an opportunity to move beyond the past and towards a future filled with potential. To truly envision life beyond setbacks, you must shift your focus from what's been lost to what can be gained. The setback, while painful, does not dictate the end of your story. It simply marks a turning point. As you step into the next chapter, it's crucial to adopt the mindset that each new goal is an opportunity to heal deeper, grow stronger, and expand your horizons. You must hold on to the belief that everything you've been through serves to prepare you for the life you're about to create. The process of goal setting in this new phase is not about rushing into action for the sake of it, but about thoughtfully aligning your aspirations with your deeper sense of purpose. Resilience propels you not just to keep going, but to thrive in the face of adversity. It is the quiet strength that lies beneath the surface, compelling you to rise after every fall, and it is what drives you forward when you feel like giving up. With resilience, you are not merely surviving, you're actively creating the life you desire, regardless of past challenges. Resilience is what allows you to see every setback as part of a larger, meaningful journey, shaping you into someone who is stronger, more compassionate, and more connected to the world around you. When you begin to live with resilience, it transforms every area of your life. No longer are you beholden to the whims of your external circumstances. Instead, you are empowered by an inner fortitude that allows you to approach life with grace and determination. This strength deepens your capacity for joy, fulfillment, and love. When setbacks no longer dictate your emotional landscape, you are free to pursue what you truly value. Your relationships, career, and personal growth are no longer confined to the limitations of past experiences, but are guided by the belief that everything is possible if you approach it with the right mindset. Resilience also offers a unique kind of fulfillment, the fulfillment that comes from knowing you can handle whatever comes your way. This feeling is different from mere happiness or success. It is a quiet confidence that is rooted in your ability to weather storms and come out stronger on the other side. This deeper fulfillment comes from the awareness that your true strength lies in your ability to keep moving forward, not in the absence of challenges, but in your ability to transform those challenges into opportunities for growth. When you start viewing your setbacks through the lens of resilience, you begin to see them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for deeper fulfillment. Life, in all its messiness, presents chances to connect more deeply with your authentic self. It provides opportunities to align your inner world with your outer actions, creating a life that reflects your highest potential. So, as you move forward into the next chapter of your life, let the strength gained from your experiences become the foundation of your future. Set new goals that are aligned with your truest values. Embrace the power of resilience and use it to propel you into a life that is not just about success, but about profound fulfillment. Your journey is just beginning, and with every step forward, you are crafting a story of strength, purpose, and deep joy. Conclusion. In the end, the strength you've discovered throughout this journey is not something that simply resides in you. It is a living, breathing force that will continue to evolve, grow, and guide you. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, is no longer just an obstacle. It becomes an opportunity to deepen your resilience, to refine your vision, and to move closer to the person you were always meant to become. The road you've traveled may have been difficult at times, but with each step, you've developed the tools to face whatever comes next, with grace and unwavering determination. Your story is no longer one of limitation. It is a testament to the power of perseverance, of resilience, and of the incredible ability to rewrite your narrative, no matter the past or present circumstances. Remember, life will always throw curveballs, but how you respond to them defines not just your future, but the very essence of who you are. The setbacks you once feared are now stepping stones, and what once seemed impossible is within your reach. This is not the end of your story. It is simply the beginning of a new chapter, One where your strength, vision, and unwavering resolve propel you to a future where you thrive, not in spite of your struggles, but because of them. Keep moving forward with the knowledge that the very challenges you've faced have shaped you into someone unbreakable, unstoppable, and limitless in what you can achieve. Your journey doesn't stop here. It is a continuous unfolding of your potential. Now, with each new day, you have the power to craft the life you've always dreamed of, grounded in the resilience that lies within you. The best is yet to come.